So good to see you guys. Okay, so Jenny Lyon here. I am a spiritual mentor. My passion and my purpose is to help as many people as possible in the ascension process. And the show itself is a means to do this. So I am really excited about today because one of my favorite topics is, well, it's not one of many of my favorite topics is actually procrastination, because I feel that in the world this is an epidemic, and people kind of just hiding away and not going to action on what is coming through, even what spirit is asking us to do. Okay, so really excited. My mission with this show is to raise the vibration of the earth, invite as many people as possible, spiritual people awakening, people that want to raise the vibration, people that want to help themselves in the ascension process, and anyone who just likes the vibe of creating a better life for themselves. So I'm going to bring on our amazing guest, and her name is Milena, I'm not going to say it, Grozdanic. She's going to have to say it herself. And yes, it's going to be really good. So let's just bring Milena on, and I'm going to do that here. So where do we go? Here, I'm going to make you to panelists, and now we're going to bring her on. So today's show is all about procrastination and how to actually overcome it. So Milena, I think your camera might not be on. I'm not sure. How's it going?
Says that it failed to start.
You might want to
I don't know why.
Attach your camera.
Let's try through my phone.
Yeah, so at the bottom you'll have the video. So like to your left you have the video and the microphone.
Yes,
that
yes.
that you have to sort of undo. Okay. Worst scenario, we have to listen to your beautiful voice.
I don't know why it doesn't let me.
Is your camera connected okay to your computer at the moment?
Yes, but I'll try to come in.
Maybe, maybe you could come out and then come in again. I don't know.
Okay, I'll try to go out.
Yes. Yes, so so I'll let you do that, Milena, and I'm going to carry on talking about procrastination. I actually did a live earlier today about following your downloads, and to follow spirit and to act on the inspiration that is coming through. And I think this is becoming much more. I mean, we can almost see like an explosion of hey, Milena. No, she's coming back. Almost see like an explosion of entrepreneurs, people awakening, spiritual people wanting to come up with their mission. Great. So did you join from your phone?
Yes, it's from my phone. I don't know.
So you might want to unlock or log out the computer.
Yes.
Yeah? Because otherwise we have two Milenas there.
All over you.
That's okay. Yes, so I was just talking earlier about why it's so important that we are following spirit. How is it going? Do you find what to do with that, Milena? I'm letting her sort it out. So why it's so important to listen to those prompts and to actually follow your inspiration and to come online with your mission and your purpose, whatever that may be. How's that going, Milena?
So
on your computer, what I might have to do, I'm going to remove that.
Yes, remove, please.
Is that better?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
removed you. Welcome.
We've done all the technological.
Yes, we've done it. We've overcome the technology bit. This is one of the things that makes people procrastinate. They don't want to go online, and they want to do, you know, they feel fearful around the tech. You know, I hear this all the time. But yes, so, okay, so this is what I encounter all the time when I see people, clients, connecting with new people, that the importance of coming online, and not just online as in we are online, but with your mission and your purpose, is becoming more and more really very important to people. And therefore, one of the things would be, well, one of the things would be procrastination, but then also other things that are actually blocking our ability to fully fly. Yeah. And so here we are, Ascension live show. I am very excited about having Milena here and to talk about this topic today. And could you I just want you to introduce yourself really to the audience, and for those who's watching, who you are and how you arrived here.
Excellent. So it's so great to be here. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Yeah. And we share this passion about procrastination and talking about it and actually doing something about it. So I call myself right now procrastination coach. I decided for that to be my mission in life, to end procrastination, because I see how prevalent it is among so many people, entrepreneurs, healers, coaches. That is my world, what I've been in the past 3 years. So, and I first started doing things for myself and finding knowledge that will help me get a better life, because I wasn't satisfied with saying like you cannot have it all. So that was like really getting on my nerve. So I really poured myself into really finding what can be done, how can you have everything, so how can you have wonderful relationships, how can you have love, how can you have amazing body, how can you have great business, and like everything else that is really important to you. It is a work, right? And it needs time. So we will not be like this, like turned around and like everything is okay. And I think that a lot of people, especially in healing and energy work and world, actually think that it's going to be like that. So, and I hate to be like how do you say, the party pooper, but it doesn't actually work that way. And I'm telling this for myself, like I had to tell this to myself also. I really tried everything, like just like I meditated, I visualized, I did clearings, I did energy work, I did breathing, I did meditation, but the action part was missing, or I was trying, but I was doing a lot of things that were not actually good things. They weren't right. So I felt like I was doing a lot. I did a lot of things, but I didn't do the right things. And especially for people who are in this ascension, not only to raise themselves up, but to like really see it in their outside world. It actually like requires you to take action. It like that spirituality needs to be taken down and put in the real world. It needs to be in your body. So, because if I'm reading about some experience of adventure or something like that, it doesn't come even close to really living it in your life. So that's the power of action, actually.
Yes.
And the action changes you. The action gives you what you are looking for. It gives you so much more power, and all of the tools that we have in energy, in like meditation, in like visualizing, I think that those are just enhancers.
Yes.
That are here to help you.
Yes.
But they are not exclusive from each other. They need to go together.
No, absolutely. And when you decided to become a procrastination coach, I know you said that you tried different things, but what was your big kind of realization, thinking, right, this is it, this is my purpose? What happened?
Well, I know that you are teaching what you need to learn. So what I realized is that was like my biggest hurdle that I just couldn't like get rid of. So that's why I chose that. And that's why I went into research, like not only my experience, but researching other people's experiences. So I talked to people and like really dive deep into like what is happening. What are they telling themselves? What are their excuses? Like, how do they feel? What happens? What did they miss out on? And 100% of the people I talked to, when I asked them, so if you didn't procrastinate, like what would you have achieved so far? 100% of them told me they would like already like get their goals, and like who knows what next step they would like be on to. So that was like really a big indicator of that people don't actually go that far. They don't look in the future, like what happens if I keep on doing this. And yes, like, and they don't see the procrastination as a big problem. It's like, yeah, everybody does it. Yeah, I do it once in a while, but it actually is in a lot of areas of our lives. So, and it's like sneaky. Sometimes you feel good, sometimes not. You forgive yourself, and that's okay. Like, I'm not saying that you have to beat up on yourself, but to be aware of like, okay, I'm doing it, just to be real and honest and truthful to yourself.
Yeah, and I think, with that, it also comes a lot of self-awareness and self-investigation.
Yes.
Look at your life and go, actually, yes, okay, I'm not in great pain. I'm doing all right, but is it really what I want?
Yes.
And that's what I think is the sneaky bit.
Yes, it's like a frog.
Because you're not in pain. You're not fully in pain or fully in disaster. You're kind of doing okay, but it's like not really. You're not making action to go to the next level.
Yes. And our life always is there as a reflection. So we cannot run away from that, from the reality that we live in.
No.
Because I think that a lot of spiritual people want to just don't see the reality, and it's not there, and I'm going to choose something else. And that's great. But if you are not taking action from that space, your reality will not change. But somehow we think, and I thought also, that like I'm going to visualize it and get myself and feel how it would feel to be in that other space without changing anything. And actually, I was just living in the same, maybe a little improvements, but nothing spectacular, nothing too big.
That's right.
Nothing what I wanted, nothing what I strived. And I worked really hard. So it's not that I didn't work or I tried, but it was like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? When is it going to change? And that's the problem, that people think that it's one big change. It's like, it's one change, and it's like,
yeah.
And I'm in like totally different reality. Or they hope that that's the way, but that's not a powerful way.
No. And also every gradual step that once you start taking action, and once you actually start making those changes, even if they're small, they are all small wins. And then over time, you can see the improvement. So it's almost like you've got to have this monitoring chart almost on yourself, like what is actually going on. So to actually measure. So would you say that it's really good then to put some goals into place about what it is you would like? So you've done your self-investigation, you've said to yourself, this is no longer acceptable for me, I want to change this. Then
yes, so the first step is like, okay, I got it. And like our intuition knows, because like, I'm like, I'm a procrastinator. Yeah, because what I've like come to realize is that all of those shoulds, you know, they are also our intuition, that we don't listen. For example, I want to lose weight. I know that I should be walking, and I know that I should be eating right, but I just avoid it. Or in business, if you are a healer, I know that I should be out there sharing something. I know that I should be maybe some little stuff. I know that I should be learning how to do marketing. I know that I should be doing this and this. So all of those little steps it's your intuition telling you like, so this is the way, is the way. But we close ourselves and we don't listen because of the fears we have, because most of the time it's about not trusting, actually, not yourself, but not trusting people.
Yes.
So I've seen that a lot of times healers want to help people, and they have given so much to others, and they didn't know how to communicate it in a way that those people get it. So they got rejected a lot, or like looked funny a lot. So they start to not only like resent those people, but not trust that they will get them. And that is a big problem, because everything that you are doing, you have to understand that you are not doing it for yourself, actually. Yes. So, but a lot of times people who are afraid are like too much in their head, thinking about themselves, when they should be like thinking, okay, so how can I serve? How can I help people? What do those people need to know? And that's a big like switch, and not like what I think that they should know, but actually talking to people. Okay, so what's up? Like, what is going on with you? Yes. What are the problems? Like, what do you really want? And finding a way, especially for coaches, finding the way to get those people to where they want to go, and not where you want them to be.
No.
You know, really. So I work with coaches and entrepreneurs. So the first thing we do is market research. We like get to a niche. Like, you have to have a niche. You have to be really specific so that people can understand you. And a lot of people are too vague, and they have went through a course and it really impacted them. And now they cannot get back to where they were before the course, so they can explain it in a normal language. So they're using a lot of coachy language, a lot of, the coachy language.
The filters, they're using these, popular filters and kind of using their own unique message in the actual process.
Or just a normal talk, like a person to person. So if I'm talking to you and you don't know anything about any healing modality or anything like that, or if you are a 5-year-old, like explain it so they understand it.
Yes.
It's not about like you, because if you are talking from that language of coaches, what you learn, people think that you are preaching to them. They are like turned off, and they feel that like you read some book and now you're preaching.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a loop. So you are trying, you're getting yourself out there, and you're getting a lot of rejections, a lot of no's. So it's not happening. So you're not getting clients, you're not like actually succeeding, but you are preaching something that you are not succeeding. So, and that's not their fault. It's like your responsibility as a coach or as a healer to figure out a way how to communicate it effectively. It's your responsibility, because you know the matrix, you know what is happening, you know that they don't know that. And so it's not on them to figure it out or to understand you. It's on you to get like really specific with your message.
Yes. No, absolutely. And I think this is quite interesting. Now we're not coming off the subject, I don't think, but I was just talking to somebody earlier today, and it was all about talking about the niching and micro niching down, and who is it you want to help, and who is it that you would like to work with. What is it you want? What's your passion? Because at the end of the day, I think if we tap into this, the passion, the purpose, and then act on it, that's when you see the success.
Yes.
Because you're then tapping into something that is greater than yourself, really, because you're letting it come through, and then you're serving from that space, and messaging that correctly.
But people can get lost if they go from that space. So what I'm looking, okay, so what is your experience? So what did you help yourself overcome with something that you are truly believing in? Yes. Because all of us experience certain modalities and we are like, yeah, we are sold because it helped us. It changed something in us.
Yes.
We got some kind of transformation. And now we want to give it to others. So it's like combination of like what your experience, like what did you help yourself or what did you help your clients?
Absolutely.
And then figuring out like, I love to go into the biggest problem. So maybe something that nobody like will heckle on, and do a market research and see what is actually going on. What are the things that are stopping them, so that you can architect your unique solutions into those that attack those problems and that solve them, to get them to a solution that they want, not that you want, not that you think. You need clarity. What is clarity? Clarity for what? So people usually want money, they want love, they want, they want to be normal, they want to feel happy. Those are the things that they want. And
more balance, more spiritually connected.
Yes,
whatever.
Yes. But what more spiritually connected for what? Because they want that so they feel happy, so they feel joy, so that they can connect to others. So all of those things, we as coaches, we need to drive it to where they want to go. Even if it looks to us that like, I don't know if I can get it. So make your business to make it.
Yes.
Put on in the work to like figure it out. You figure it out for them.
Yeah, well, it's finding the vehicle, just the stepping stones, how to get there, really.
Yes.
So there was something that came through, I didn't know when you were talking about that, but just going a little bit deeper into what if people are listening now and they're thinking, okay, what is my first step? What did I need to do to take my life to where I want to, go? What would that be? What's your advice?
Okay, so my advice is like for all the people who work with me, first thing is to create the integrity list or reality check. So I tell them to go through their life, through all of the areas of their life, and to write down everything they should have done, but they didn't do. So not like usually when people are attacking procrastination, they're like, okay, do the list from now and reach the goals and like write down everything. So I'm like always starting from what is left there. Yes. What is unfinished there. So like don't even tackle this present moment until you are done with that. So once they write down all of the things they should have done, that they know they should have done, but they didn't do it, just write them all down. It doesn't matter if it's small, if it's big, if it's like, just like write everything. Maybe some debts that are not paid, maybe some technical stuff that are not prepared, maybe an education that they didn't finish, or like everything. Maybe like, yeah, I should have eat clean, or I should have drink more water, and like all of that stuff. So in the areas of relationship, what are the things that they didn't say to somebody? What are some unfinished things that are like standing there? What are the things they want to say? What are, so to write them all down. So the relationships, like the family, the partner, the friends, what's something they should have done for friends, maybe to like answer to them more, or to, hang out more, or ask them how they are more. For themselves, what are some things that they didn't do for themselves, but they know they should have done? And when they write it all down, then they can start to take 1 to 2 things and do them in 3 days. So it's like one thing, they can start with one thing and do it in 3 days.
Sure.
So it's like they have time, especially if somebody is creative like I am. I am not a structural girl. So I was like, it was really hard to be productive for me, because I felt that like structure is like suffocating to me. So I found this way. And when they start to attack and close those things, some things are going to already open, because some of those things are the things that are actually stopping them. So for me, it was a market research. For me, it was, I don't know, writing down a contract. For me, so all of those things, because they weren't done, I didn't have a niche, like, I couldn't invite people to come to me, because I know that I didn't do that. So it was like this inner thing inside of me that was actually stopping me. And I was like, I could have blamed myself. Why am I lazy or something like that? But it wasn't my laziness. It was certain things that I know that I didn't do. And that's one thing that is going to happen. But the other thing is that they're going to close the gaps and close the holes in their integrity, because all of those things are like, it's like open holes to our integrity, and it's leaking and it's leaking and it's leaking. And no matter who says to you that you are amazing, no matter who applauds you, you know that you didn't do such a great job.
Whatever. Yeah.
So, and it eats, when those holes are not closed, that is eating on your worthiness. that is like really diminishing your worthiness, and you can meditate on your worthiness and say, I am good enough, and I'm like all of that, but you know that you are in a way not. Because you cannot fool yourself. It's not a problem that you are not worthy, but you don't think that you are.
Yes, because of the holes.
And you will not accept anything like that you really, really want.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, you are going to like really reject.
I mean, it's so interesting to have this conversation, because equally, I would say to my clients, I would say, well, what area, where did you not bring consciousness to it? You know, what is it you were noticing, but you didn't let it, you didn't do anything about it? Or so, I mean, it's so interesting to have this conversation, because you just use slightly different language, and it's like, it's because really it is about bringing consciousness and awareness to what is not functioning for you.
Yes, yeah.
But the going back, I think, because a lot of people are looking, right, okay, I'm ready. I'm so fed up with the past. I've had enough of it. Let's go forward. And that's great. But it's like you're tying tying up all the loose ends, really. When you go back and go, okay, let's get it done.
That's a big thing, and it's going to give you the power. It's going to, for everybody who is on right now, you can try that. It's not really hard. It's like maybe you need to clean up your house. So start with one part of your house and use it like I usually was doing it for 50 minutes a day. So I wouldn't do it like the whole day. I would like, okay, so today I'm doing like cleaning my bathroom for 50 minutes or hour and a half. And that's it. If I'm not done, it's like tomorrow. So really not over throwing yourself into, I'm going to like, because you're going to stop and don't want to do it. But like this, really taking small time slots to address it. It's not hard, and you will see how fast actually things are done.
Yes, and things change quickly. Yeah, I mean, to do small stepping stones is paramount, because every little step that you take forward, whatever it is bringing you forward. But if you're not doing anything and you kind of burying it somewhere, filing it somewhere, then it's not happening.
And that there are also things that our intuition leads us to, like what we need to learn and with whom we need to learn it. So you don't have all answers right now, especially if you are in business. So I had to like go through a lot of courses and teachers and like trying to figure it out. It didn't like work for me.
No.
And it didn't work for me because I wasn't ready. So I invested in certain things beforehand because I wanted it like to be like, and now everything is going to change.
Yeah.
But in every investment that I did, I grew.
Yes.
So I went and invested in marketing course. In that, I learned that I don't have to judge myself. It's like, or judge any of my ideas, which is like really amazing to know and to really sink in. So it was worth it. In some of them, I learned how not to be. In some of them, I learned from other people who were in those courses, and I connected. So everything that you do, it's great because you are going to learn, you are going to figure it out. Right now, I'm focused more on people who were like me, so who were starting, who had that passion, but just didn't know like how to sell, how to market, like what to do, how to do Facebook Live. That was like really big for me. So that was like, excellent. So I want to allow my clients to be like, to have all of the things that I had to figure out in a way. And those are not like big things. It's like, okay, what do I say? How do I say it? When do I say it? Like those kind of things. What goes first? What goes second? And yes, so I'm like really from being out there and being in energy and like all the visions and all of that. I found that the true power is actually in this reality, in this little simple steps, not 1,000 of steps, but like really focused, really precise things that you need to do day in and day out, which are not 50,000 things.
No.
Actually, you know, so it's like,
I'm really hearing that. And I think, you know, now we're talking about online business and coaching, etc., etc. But I think this applies to any area of your life, right? Whether it's your health goals or you want to have more of a healthy lifestyle, whether you want to have better relationships, you know, it's applying those new little improvements, little steps every day to move you in the right direction. And again, bringing consciousness to it, because I can agree with you. You know, Milena, my new website is coming out like soon, like now, soon. And I had this conversation with my web designer like over a year ago. She's like, you really need to get a new one. I'm like, yeah, I really need to. I know I need to. And I was doing so much other work and learning the online business and everything else that actually, to be honest, this is now the right time. However, it did feel like I was procrastinating at the time, but actually it's worked out, you know, perfectly fine.
yes.
But
you are moving. You are moving.
Yes, I'm moving. Oh, yes, I'm moving. Absolutely. But it's quite interesting to see that, okay, well, that was the right time, actually. And yes, maybe I did procrastinate on certain, you know, elements of my development, but in the whole, I realized it had to get done. But to focus on the one thing or two or three very important
done or whatever, but actually we want money. We want to live and be paid by doing something that we really want to like and love to do, that we are passionate about. And it's not just about the money, but somehow in spiritual community, it's like you're spiritual, but those lower chakras are like, what's up with that? Like, where's the money? So we need to, like, those upper chakras are really developed, but the realness of this world is not so much. And I believe that working on your procrastination can really change that, because you already have this powerful part above that once you make that, foundations can run through you more powerfully. So yeah, learning how to be specific, learning what skills they need to attain. So like, because I always knew what I don't know. I was like always drawn to somebody, like, okay, I want to learn something from that person. And I would go and I would like invest or buy or talk to them and like, or listen to them and like try to figure it out. So we always have this pool of like, oh, I need to work on that. And you're always going to like find the things that you and the skills that you need to work on, because in business, you have to have a lot of skills. And whoever says that like just flow
flow doesn't work.
Yeah, you are going to flow, but you first have to go through this discomfort of like changing yourself, growing your skills, figuring it out. And then it's going to flow at some moment, because those things and like those actions are not going to be a piece of cake anymore. So it's like Yes, we can flow now.
We can flow now. Yeah, I think there's no flow in the beginning. Let's be real. There's no flow in the beginning.
So beginning is like, you know, when like they are shooting a rocket into the space.
Yeah.
So 90%, yes, 90% of the fuel in that rocket is to get the rocket through the stratosphere.
Yes.
And then it needs 10% when it's up there,
Flying.
and it's flowy,
Yeah.
you know, but like, and that's why not too many people are successful. I was like thinking, oh my God, like if somebody told me that it's going to be like this, like I see why many people are not successful. It's like it really requires you to change, to grow, to be relentless, to move on, to believe, to ask for help, to be willing to like openly like ask and like give and try and take action and try again, and like it's a really a big process. It's like a spiritual journey to go into business. It really grows as a person.
Absolutely.
So I was thinking, oh my God, so I had all of those tools for dealing with emotions, like really powerful tools, and it was really hard for me. So when I'm thinking about people who maybe don't have that, I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
poor people.
No, I mean, I'm the same, you know, I have so many tools that I use on myself. I have a huge network of other coaches, practitioners, healers that I can turn to that can just like help me like this. And then I think of all the people that don't have that, that it will be a lot harder. I mean, they have less to just cope with. Because
it's like, I don't know what they like, they are in that emotion and it keeps them stuck. So I would be stuck for 1 day, 2 days, 10 days. But somebody is like, because those are really like the betrayals and like the things, beautiful things that happen to you while you are like going through that, and the rejections and all of that. Like it's not for faint-hearted. It's like it's going to make
and then also realizing that, I mean, this is just my personal insight, that realizing that I have a lot of tools, but I'm learning every day, right?
And and it's hard to see yourself. So I have a lot of tools, but I'm like, in some parts, I'm like totally, like I don't see it. So it's really easy for me to spot, like to see you and to see like what's going on, but I don't see myself. I'm like, it's all like confusion.
Sure.
Inside, you know?
But that's what I mean. As you're learning all the time. It's not like, oh, is it finished now? Like, no, it is not finished.
But it gets easier.
Yeah. And I think, look, in the end of the day, I think when I look at the people, I look at the clients, I look at different people at different levels, it's like when you decide, whoever you are watching this, when you decide to make something happen for yourself, that is what's going to make it happen. It's like that decision, because you can be listening to shows like this, you can do the meditations, you can do the visualizations, just like you were saying, read some books, like, oh yes, I'm doing these things, but actually, unless you really go deep and go into those, whatever is blocking, and make some changes, it probably won't change. It's like you say, it makes you feel better, but it's actually not giving you the result. So,
and I would say don't complicate. So take one thing and just do it. If you are like doing visualizations or something like that, so take one thing until you are like really good at it. Like and then add on
something.
What I did was like, oh, like the shiny object syndrome. Oh, maybe I will do this, and then I would do this for 3 days, 5 days, and then it would like just wear off, and then I would look for something else, and then I would do that, and then like, so, but I already had the tools, you know. So when I went back, I realized that like, oh my God, so like those people and those coaches that that I didn't have success with, like all of that knowledge is actually there. It just needs to be applied.
Yes.
One by one. It doesn't have to be applied like everything at once. Like just pick one thing that they said that you didn't do. Maybe it's like reading a book or doing an exercise or something. And it's going to be like, it's going to be there. Yeah, it's going to be there.
Yeah, great. Okay, so let's see. So people, gorgeous people watching on Facebook, people on the Zoom. We love questions. So please, if you have any questions to Milena about, not just about procrastination, but about anything really that you might think has been caused by it, or please put it in the comment box, or put it in Facebook if you put it below as well. Let me see if anything is happening here.
A lot of procrastination is about other people. So it's like not trusting other people and being afraid of their negative emotions, not being able to deal with somebody's negative emotions. And a lot of healers have that problem. That's why they want to heal. They cannot handle somebody not feeling good. And that's something that they should really do and work on, because they give themselves to so many other people and they forget about themselves.
Yes. Well, the thing is, it's like, this is what I say to a lot of people I work with that are healers, that you came into this workspace not because you wanted to be a business person, but because you wanted to help. So, you know, this is why we have to get these other steps into place about how you're actually going to build it. What are the things you need to, you know, polish in your own life so that you can do this work? Because that's the whole point, right? So the motivation of becoming a spiritual entrepreneur is not so much maybe entrepreneurship. It's more about wanting just to help, right? So the motivation is different. There's a question here. So let's look at this. So can the problem be being afraid to open up for other people? And what to do in that case?
So if you are afraid of opening up to other people, like you can always really feel that and go even beyond it, like what's behind that? To answer that, like I'm afraid that other people will again hurt me, you know, and then go behind,
or judge me, or
yes,
whatever.
Yes, like because probably you have, like all of us have been hurt, especially if you are on this journey, and if you are an entrepreneur, there is a big probability that you have been hurt, and you don't want to, you want love and light, right? You want to change everything. And what I see is a big thing, and I've been through that. So I was like thinking, I've been through some betrayals and some hurts and all of that, and I would be like really understanding and really like good person, but actually there are times when you need to step up, and like probably there are times where you are staying in the comfort zone for too long, and after a while that comfort zone becomes a danger zone. So that was like a big aha for me, because I was like, being a good and trying to be like really good. And then somehow there were a lot of gossip and a lot of like nasty things that happened, which I was like, why is that happening? But I knew what was happening. So I should have gone from that place a long time ago, you know, but I didn't listen to my intuition. So being afraid, like you have to, of other people, you have to heal that. So see where is it coming from, and focus on the people that you want to help.
Yes, exactly.
You know.
So there was, yeah, really good. So there was another question there. Can you list all of the major points in order of how to start again? I think she's meaning
For procrastination.
Yes. So
okay, can you be a bit more specific? Where do you want to start and where do you want to go? Like in what area, so you can get a better answer maybe.
Yeah, so if we could say exactly what Milena said, that where do you want to go and what is it?
What specific area?
What specific area is it? Let's be more specific. And if not, we're going to finish now anyway. I mean, she can always you can maybe put it in the comment on Facebook. And then Milena, you could answer it as well.
Yeah. But you can first start with the integrity list and the reality check list, and you will see if it's about people. You can see who I didn't say something that I should have said, who hurt me and I didn't say anything and I should have said something. What are the actions that I didn't do but I know that I should have done? Because if you are not strong enough yet, or you don't know how to do it, or you are afraid of conflict, there are ways to learn that, how to communicate that, how to hold yourself and your feelings in a great space, and how to heal before it's so that it's not a problem anymore. But the action of actually saying somebody that they hurt you, and say to them that, like, not do it again. I actually did a live video on that topic of having difficult conversations. So to not go into that, you can go and check it out
on your timeline. So what? So she's saying, so in procrastinating, what would be the first step after a closed door? Those doors. What is next?
After closing those doors, in a way of moving from a comfort zone,
moving out from, healing those leaks.
Excellent. So then after that, it depends on like where do you want to go. So what is your actual goal? Then you can like start to see where you are, where you want to go, and try to see like what are the steps, but not only steps, like what are the things that you need to know. If it's in business, I need to know how to market myself. I need to know how to sell. I need to know how to set up like my business. I need to know all of those things, and see what skills you have, and what skills maybe are required from you. And take 50 minutes to work on a skill that you need. Like take 50 minutes to investigate, like what do you need to know about that, and just like dive deep into it and extract what you have learned. And don't take more than like 5 days of like watching endless videos and all of those things.
So then take action. So basically find out what kind of goals you have, and where you need to learn something, what you need to improve something, then go and investigate and then take some action, but small steps.
Yes, or you can get in contact with me, because I have 60 minutes sessions where I there are free sessions
Mhm.
where I do where I look at where you are now, what is actually stopping you, and what are concrete and specific steps. So
Yes, yes.
you can
Right. So yeah,
get
you
in
can
touch.
just Milena is on for those who has come on Zoom, the replay will be sent anyway, so you will get Milena's contact details there. For those who are on Facebook, just say hello to her on Facebook. Your profile is public, isn't it? So
Yes,
so you can get in touch there. Okay, so I'm going to bring this to the end. Thank you so much, Milena, for being on the show. And yeah, I hope to see you sometime soon, like in some sort of other setup.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are not that far away.
No, and you know, we've connected really well, didn't we, on Facebook not so long ago. Okay, so I'm going to bring it to an end. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll be back soon with another show. I'll kind of run these on demand, like on spirit demand, I think. So there's always on a Monday or Tuesday afternoon, evening, but not every week. So watch out for it, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so thank you, Milena.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you everyone for watching. Any questions, send them to Milena. Any questions that you think you need to know from me, then you send me a message and we'll be here to help. Great. Thank you so much.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.